What is going on, guys? Roxas, the Keyblade Hunters here, and today we are finally going to do the anticipated top 10 that I mentioned. I did mention that I was planning on doing a top 10 multiple times. In fact, in my most recent video, my Five Nights at Freddy's his opinion video, I did mention that I was going to do a top 10 on my, I believe, my top 10 anime. I believe so. But anyways, today, as I've just said, we are doing my top 10 anime. Now, normally these top 10 lists also have honorable mentions, but I couldn't think of anything that would go in the honorable mentions, so this is just going to be my top 10 anime, and I'm going to give a little description of it and some reasons why it's at its place on the list that I'm making here. In any case, let's get this started with the first entry of the list. At number 10 of this list, we have Pokemon. Yeah, I know, the Pokemon anime has gone downhill since its debut back in the late 90s, but I'm just referring to the older Pokemon, as in, like, you know, back when it just started off, back when it was considered good, before, you know, it dragged on for so long, with the same main character and all that. Now, the good parts about it is when I watched it as a kid. Yes, part of this being an entry on the list is because of nostalgia, but also because looking back, it's still really good, at least back in starting years. But over the years, since they've been recycling the same plots a lot, and the fact that they have only used one main character throughout the whole time the series has been going on it's a little frustrating for me. Hate for that, because the show was good at the time that it came out, but over the years it's just gotten really lazy. I mean, the only things that really added are new side characters that help Ash on his journey, in quotes, and the new Pokemon that he meets. And that's something I never really realized. Whenever he goes to a new region, instead of taking all of the Pokemon that he caught in his previous adventure, he leaves them behind and only takes Pikachu with him. Now, I get his Pikachu must be must be very high level, but still, if you have all of those stronger Pokemon in your arsenal, and you just leave it behind, you're just begging to lose the Pokemon League every time. Kanto was his first shot. You'd think he would learn his lesson after Kanto, and the next region he went to, and so on and so forth. And he has not learned his lesson once. You see, the reason that it's at number 10 is because it's downgrade in quality, as well as, I mean, the fact that it's on this list just is mainly because of the good memories I got out of the show. And I'm saddened by what's become of it. Now, they should have just done something like change the protagonist of the show after about a season or two. Like, maybe after maybe after 2 seasons of the show, Ash would have won the Pokemon League, then we move on to our protagonist, and so on and so forth throughout the regions and such. But they didn't go with that angle. They decided to go for the let's keep the same dumb kid and have him lose all the time angle. But yeah, number 10 on my top 10 anime list is the original Pokemon. Number 9 of my top 10 anime list is the Dragon Ball series. Now, this, of course, refers to Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z Kai, and Dragon Ball GT. Now, before people are going crazy about how low on the list Dragon Ball is, here are my reasons. For one thing, and compared to other anime that have come out recently, Dragon Ball isn't really as good as it used to be. Plus, as Dragon Ball, even in Dragon Ball Z Kai, even it has problems with dragging out stories and fights and all that. They take so long, and it is just so time consuming. Plus the design of the character. Now, there are some characters who have a good design, but other characters there's like basic, like their aesthetic design. Most of the time, some of the times it's appealing, other times it's not. Plus, the main characters have died and come back to life so many times. I mean, if I remember correctly, wasn't there like a rule with the Dragon Balls? Like, you can only wish someone back to life once, and then if they die again, you're screwed. I mean, I'm pretty sure they fixed that somehow, but that just kind of seems like, I don't know if I'm using this term correctly, but it kind of seems like Deus Ex Machina using the Namekian Dragon Balls to find a way to recreate the Dragon Balls on Earth to retcon that rule. But I'm just saying it's not as good as it used to be, and sure, I'll still play the Dragon Ball games, but I don't see myself doing stuff like watching, like, I probably won't watch the Battle Gods or the new movie Resurrection of F, or as Japanese name would be Fukatsu no F. Anyways, so yeah, the Dragon Ball series is number 9 on my top 10 list. Please don't get mad at me for this shit. This is my opinion. Don't get mad at me over my opinions. I can already see people hating me for this. At number 8 is Bleach. Oh man, I can already hear the Bleach fans. I can already hear them tapping on their keyboards like, why should I at number 8? You suck. I have my reasons. It's another one of the host anime that had seemed to drag out longer than it should have, with like 100 plus episodes and a lot of it being a lot of filler. One thing that I don't really like a lot, the only time that I really like filler is if it's executed correctly. Here are ways that I see filler episodes. How it's like good filler episodes. Are they exciting, like with some kind of action with its own story? Are they funny, like with some kind of comedy? Do they find some way to make the story seem better than it actually is, or something like that? That last one's probably stupid, but yeah, the character designs are really nice for the characters in this show. The abilities are nice. The concept is a nice concept, but it just dragged on for so long that after a while, I lost interest. I really did. I mean, the fact that I was able to stick around in the show long enough to see Aizen be defeated, that's more than I can take. I mean, people are probably going to be like, read the manga, dumbass. I'm not going to read the manga because, for one thing, I don't have the money to buy the manga, and my laptop is a piece of crap that takes forever to load manga websites. So, yeah. Bleach is at number 8 in my top 10 anime list. I can already hear people getting mad at me for some of my choices here. Let's move on. Number 7 is a frankly short anime called Deadman Wonderland. Now, Deadman Wonderland, the anime itself is only about 12 episodes long. It's one of those anime that would have gotten picked up for another season to continue the story from the manga, but it didn't. So if you want to finish the story of Deadman Wonderland, and after watching the 12 episodes of the show, you'd have to read the manga. I heard there was an OVA too, but I don't really think it forwards the plot that we got. It just only shows like what Crow was like. Sorry about that, I got distracted. Anyways, but yeah, Deadman Wonderland, it may be short and maybe one of those anime where it encourages you to read the manga after the final episode, but it is still a badass anime nonetheless. The character designs are nice, and no, I'm not saying that just because of Shiro. It's a show I really like, and I'm sad that it only got 12 episodes with how much longer the story is in the manga. There's rarely any filler, at least any that I noticed. So, yeah, that was number 7 on my top 10 anime list, and now let's move on to number 6. Number 6 is the Naruto series. This includes Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Now, my preference with this series is mainly with the manga because the anime falls under the same tragic, it falls under the same category as the Dragon Ball series and the Bleach series, is that it has a lot of filler, which is why if my orientation to this series, I mainly read the manga, but I didn't get into the manga until later on after watching a lot of the anime. I started reading the manga back when I saw the anime when I was like 11 or 12. I'm 17, so I've been following this series personally for a while. I'm somewhat sad that the series is basically over. They did do like a spin-off manga with the kids of the main characters, and there's gonna be a movie based on Naruto's son, but after a while I just lost interest, and I mainly just read the manga and play the video games. So yeah, the Naruto series is number 6 on my top 10 anime list. Now, with our next entry, we move on to the top 5. Number 5 is Soul Eater. This show is actually really good. I caught it when it was on Toonami, and this is also one of those things that seems like it didn't really finish off with the manga, because I've read the manga a little bit, and it goes a tad bit further than it does here in the show, and the show, I feel like it also ended it on I don't even know how to describe it, but basically it ended with Maka going part scythe or something because her father's a scythe, and she beat the main enemy of the show by punching him in the face. That's badass and all, but come on, really? Anyways, the show is good. My favorite Weapon Meister team is Black Star and Tsubaki, and if you know what I'm saying, a Meister is someone who wields a weapon, and a weapon is a person who is able to turn into a certain weapon. And Maka wields Soul, who becomes a scythe. Death the Kid wields 2 pistols. Liz and Patty, like I said, they become pistols. And Black Star has Tsubaki, who turns into multiple ninja weapons. But yeah, the show is really good. The basis is these kids are students at a special academy, and they're collecting the evil souls of people, 99 evil human souls and 1 witch's soul, and the one who achieves that, and the weapon who achieves that becomes the next Death Scythe. But it seems that the only Death Scythes that are used by Death himself are the ones that are actually scythes. The rest are mainly used for major backup because they are powerful as fuck. But yeah, the show is really good. I forget how many episodes there are, but it's still an amazing show. I loved watching it when it was on, and I hope it comes back on Toonami at some point. If not, I really don't think I'll be able to watch it on my own because my laptop hates me sometimes. Yeah, anyways, number 5 is Soul Eater. Oh boy, we're doing this one for number 4. I already know this list, so yeah, I was expecting this. Number 4 is Kill La Kill. Now, I recently started watching this back when it started on Toonami. I only missed like 1 or 2 episodes, but I'm pretty sure I could catch up on those pretty easily. Because even though my computer sucks sometimes, its suckiness varies. I don't know why. I guess I was just using that. My laptop sucks. It sucks for certain websites. That's all I could say. Anyways, Kill La Kill is a great show. Oh, and it seems to be one of the only shows that I've seen where the fan service is actually irrelevant to the plot. Yeah, that's saying something. That is something right there. If something hang like fan service, which you know what I mean by fan service when it comes to anime, yeah, if that's the plot, if that's actually relevant to the plot, then you have done something, my friend. You have done some writing there to make it fit with the plot. That is an accomplishment right there. But yeah, I love the show. The art style looks great. The fact the characters are great too. I love this show. It's in my top 5. Sure, it's number 4, but it's still in my top 5. So yeah, number 4 is Kill la Kill. Number 3 on my top 10 anime list is Blue Exorcist. Now, I think I actually did a review video on this a while back, but if I didn't, basically the premise is the main character Rin Okumura and his brother Yukio Okumura are twin brothers that are the son of Satan. Where at the beginning, only Rin had the blue flames, but something happened where Yukio could use them for a little while too, but then he couldn't. It's confusing. It's just something where you have to watch the show. Oh, it's not really something I can explain on my own. Oh, it's an amazing show. I've actually read the first 3 volumes of the manga, and in fact, they're on my shelf right now. I plan on finding some way to get at the other volumes of the manga. I really don't know how many volumes there are, yeah, the show is great. I love it. Hey, it's actually really good. And yeah, that's all I can really say. I don't know what else I could say about this show. It's number 3 on my top 10 anime list. We are in the home stretch, people. We only have 2 more entries to go. Number 2 is Attack on Titan. Now, this show is usually on a lot of people's top 10 lists or whatever, but the fact that it's this high on my list, I mean, a lot of people may be disappointed that it's not number 1, but there's just one show that I like better than this, but this show is great. Hey, it's one of those shows that's full of both action, emotion, all that stuff. It's great. It's just fucking great. The characters, at least the characters that stay alive. Yeah, there are a lot of characters that die in this show. So, if there's some characters that you get attached to, I mean, so far the only characters I've seen that don't really have a problem with dying are Eren, Mikasa, Armin, and Levi. Those seem to be the only characters that have a guarantee of not dying. Oh, I hope Sasha does not. I fucking love Sasha, man. And she's like a ray of sunshine in this dark-ass anime. But yeah, the show is great. It's known for being bloody and brutal, and it gives you feels like crazy. Oh my god, yes, the feels. Yeah, the show is great. It's my number 2. But there's only one show that I think is better than this. I mean, I'm actually excited for Attack on Titan Season 2, but there's just one show that has my heart fixed. It has it there. It's just the best anime in my opinion. And now we move on to number 1. Number 1 is Sword Art Online. This is my all-time favorite anime, and I love it. I'm probably gonna end up doing another video, a series of videos on this anime alone, explaining it, doing my best to explain each story arc of Sword Art Online. Basically, it starts off with our main character, who at the time we only know as Kirito. We don't know his real life name, who logs into a game, virtual reality, VR, virtual reality massive multiplayer online role-playing game called Sword Art Online. Thousands of people log into the game, and Kirito was actually a beta tester for the game, one of the 1,000 lucky people that got to beta test the game, so he had a bit more knowledge than some other players in the game. And then later in the first episode, we find out that the maker of the game did not decide to take out the log out feature that was in the beta, and he decided to add a little something else. If you die in the game, you die in real life, because the nerve gear that's used to log you in basically has a giant microwave battery, so it can fry your brain, killing you. So it's basically a death game. Second half of the first season, and goes to a new game where player killing is encouraged, because you don't have to worry about dying in real life if you die in the game anymore. Alright, and Kirito goes in there to save his love interest. Season 2 involves Kirito going into yet another virtual reality game aimed to solve a series of mysterious deaths that should not happen because technology has changed for virtual reality games, but what can you do? And then it goes back to the game that was introduced in the second half of the first season, and we got Kirito has a new avatar, and the second half of the second season is split up into two arcs. There's one arc that involves him getting Excalibur, and another arc that involves Asuna and a girl named Yuki. But I'm not going to get into that here. I'm going to wait till I get around to making those Sword Art Online videos before I really get into explaining things. But this show is my this show is my #1 anime of all time. I actually have a Figma of Kirito from the first half of Season 1 when he's in Sword Art Online. I plan on getting more Sword Art Online Figma. Actually, I plan on getting Asuna next. Then I'm going to get Kirito in GGO. Then I'm going to get Xenon. Then, hopefully, by that time, the new line of Sword Art Online Figma are released, which should be Alpha, ALO Kirito, ALO Asuna, and Lifa. Now, why they didn't release ALO Kirito before GGO, it's because the ALO Kirito they're doing for the Figma is the avatar from the second season. Anyways, this has been my top 10 anime list. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see me do more top 10 lists like this, or if you want to see, or you just want to see my content in general, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a like. If you have anything to say to me, whether good or bad, leave it in the comments below. This has been Roxas Holder of the Keyblade Hunters, and I am signing out. Peace.